Hi, I'm Joyce, and I'm from China. People think my life is perfect. A pretty face, wealthy parents, and an elite school. But what good is any of that if my family doesn't love me and favors my genius brother? All I ever wanted was for my dad to be proud of me, but I made my brother disappear, and that ruined my life. Let me start from the beginning. I look like Mom, thankfully. Dad's beauty is mostly internal. Mom is the prettiest woman I've ever seen, and she looked more like my big sister than my mom.
She looks like you, but I hope she doesn't have your brain, or she'll turn out useless like you.
Well, I had learning difficulties and barely spoke more than a few words until I was 5. Dad hated me. He spoiled my brother Dustin rotten. I wanted to impress him too, but Dustin, 3 years younger than me, was already a genius. Dustin loved me, no matter how much Dad compared us. He never let it get between us. Like this one time on my 8th birthday, Dad decided to celebrate Dustin instead of me. He invited all his employees and business partners. Dustin was on stage reciting this long old English poem called Beowulf, and people were already yawning and checking their watches. Mom and I were late because we were at the salon, and when we finally walked in halfway through the poem, every single head turned our way. People looked at us like we were movie stars. Dad came rushing over, looking pissed.
What are you all staring at, huh? It's just two girls who care more about their looks than their brains. Joyce, you're just a disappointment. Go upstairs. Actually, do us all a favor and stay there.
I went to my room, and a few people, including Dustin, gave me the thumbs up and told me how pretty I looked in my dress. So I gave them my best princess bow, threw a couple of kisses like a celebrity, and kept walking. Once Dustin started 1st grade, my parents adored him even more. Dad gave him the entire 2nd floor, 3 private drivers, and 1 jet. Maybe you're wondering why a 6-year-old needs a private jet. Yeah, me too. But when you're that rich and that obsessed with your genius kid, I guess a bicycle just doesn't cut it. Anyway, once, Dustin took me on his jet to France for breakfast, and when Dad found out, he freaked out and grounded me for weeks. I knew I would never make Dad love me, so I thought maybe being close to Dustin would help. Whenever he did something wrong, like breaking a glass or messing up the floor, I'd take the blame, thinking maybe that would make Dad look at me differently.
Joyce, stop! You don't have to cover for me. Dad's not gonna love you more because you're suffering, and it kills me when he talks about you like you're nothing.
No, you're just too young to get it. Once, when I was in 7th grade, Dustin had a science project and wanted to test gravity and weight. He used a bowling ball from our private bowling alley and dropped it on different items. One of those items was an old watch he thought nobody wanted, but it turned out it belonged to our maid, a gift her mom had given her when she was a child my age. When she found it broken, she lost it and said she would tell our parents. I panicked. I couldn't let them think their perfect kid could be this careless. So I did something I'm not proud of. I knew our maid had a sick mother, so I called her. This is Joyce. I'm sure you know who I am. Your daughter is threatening me and my brother, and I don't like that. I know you're sick and you need monthly medications, and your husband is useless and your son steals from you. And your only provider is our maid. So I advise you to talk to your daughter and tell her to back off, or I'll talk Daddy into firing her. Do it before it's too late. Then I hung up with a tight feeling in my chest. The maid didn't say anything after that. She just kept working quietly for days, and I felt terrible. I kept giving her money from my pocket anonymously for years. Then 9th grade arrived, and something completely unexpected happened. One afternoon, I was humming in the school bathroom when the music teacher happened to be hiding in one of the stalls trying to catch girls who were vaping. She heard me, asked me to sing, and ended up loving my voice. She even said I could be the lead singer for the Christmas choir. I was over the moon. And no, of course Dad didn't come to the choir. Only Mom came. And she didn't even stay until the end because Dad called her to come home for whatever reason. But everyone else was so impressed by my voice that a few people came up to talk to me afterward, including this kind-looking man who honestly resembled Keanu Reeves, if Keanu had a paunch.
I'm Peter Anderson. I'm a music producer. You've probably heard the rumors that I'm a fraud, but this town loves gossip more than the truth. Anyway, I see real talent in you, and if you're interested, I'd love to help you become a singer. Here's my card. Maybe we can talk more in my office.
I was so happy that someone finally noticed something in me and wanted to help me shine, even if it was this half-fraud kind of a mess person. Of course I kept his card with me, and I didn't tell anyone except Dustin.
So I guess you're the child who'll make our family proud after all.
What is that supposed to mean?
I mean, Joy, people think the perfect favored child is the lucky one, but it's actually the ugly, stupid, neglected one. Like, how would you discover your voice if you lived in a cage chasing someone else's dream?
Okay, wow, this is getting deep.
Don't worry, I won't go that deep. I know your IQ. Anyway, I need a favor. I know you're going to that Halloween party this weekend, and Dad would never let me go. So maybe you could sneak me out with you? I really, really want to go. They're bringing Chicago-style pizza, and if Dad finds out I snuck out, at least he'll know I was with you.
Which will make things even worse.
Come on! I'll do your assignments for the whole next semester.
For the next 2 years.
Fine. Shake on it.
Wait, did you like this video and subscribe to MSA?
Obviously. Why do you think I turned out so emotionally intelligent? Guys, interact with our video so this story blows up. What are you waiting for? Comment now!
That weekend, I snuck Dustin out and we headed to this huge party 5 blocks away. Dustin was wearing a white ghost costume. Way too simple for a genius, but whatever. I dressed like Amy Winehouse, and honestly, I looked really cool. The party was wild. Everyone was having fun, and a bunch of kids were wearing the same ghost costume as Dustin. I kept an eye on him until this cute guy came up to me and started talking. I liked him, and when I saw Stephanie staring at us with jealousy, I realized she probably liked him too. She was a girl from my school who was always jealous of me, so I decided to annoy her even more. She walked over and started talking to him, and he didn't mind.
So, Alan, did you know I have a really good voice? I can sing Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis Presley, if you want. They have karaoke here.
It's Derek.
The singer?
No, my name.
Anyway, I'll show you how it's done.
Then she rushed to the karaoke machine and sang in front of everyone. Her voice wasn't bad, and I saw Derek nodding along. When she finished, everyone cheered, and she looked like she owned the world with that smug smile. I don't know what came over me, but I ran up, grabbed the mic, and started singing too. Everyone went silent, listening. I even saw kids showing each other their goosebumps. When I finished, Derek came over to hype me up.
That's my girl.
I felt amazing, especially when I saw Stephanie's annoyed face. My eyes followed her as she stormed out of the party, and I saw a few boys in ghost costumes leaving too. That's when I remembered Dustin. I tried to run after him, but kids kept stopping me for high fives and congratulations. By the time I made it outside, I sprinted to the group of ghost boys. Dustin? Dustin? Knock it off! This isn't funny! No one answered. I started pulling off their masks one by one, but none of them were Dustin.
Back off, you weirdo!
Panic shot through me. I ran like crazy through the streets. Dustin! 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 2 hours passed. I couldn't find him. I was so worried sick about my brother, and I knew there was no running from calling Dad. I was finished. Dad and Mom arrived with a few police officers, and Dad looked like he was about to finish me off. He lunged toward me, but Mom stepped between us. He glared at her with furious eyes.
So now you're protecting your kid? Oh, that's funny because I didn't see you stopping them from sneaking out in the middle of the night.
The officers tried to calm him down while everyone started searching for Dustin. But another day passed, and still no sign of him. The whole town volunteered. People searched through the nights, but nothing. Every second felt heavier than the last. I isolated myself. I text Dustin every day. Stupid messages like, "Where are you?" and "Please come home," as if he'd somehow see them and reply. At night, I'd sneak into his room and sleep in his bed, burying my face in his pillow until his smell faded away. Some nights, I'd just sit on his floor holding his favorite hoodie, feeling like I'd lost the only person who ever really saw me. Dad barely talked to me anymore. Mom didn't yell at me or blame me, but sometimes I'd catch her crying alone, and she'd wipe her tears the second she saw me. "I'm sorry, Mom." She didn't answer. can we talk about this? I want to hear your voice. I know what happened is my fault, but I just want you to pat my shoulder, let me cry in your lap, tell me it'll be all right. Just say something, anything. But she didn't. She just gave me a sad little smile, nodded, and walked away. And then I completely shut down. A year of guilt and silence later, I couldn't take it anymore. I needed something, anything to distract myself, even if just for a little while. I remembered the card the producer gave me, and I figured, why not call him? It's not like I had much to do being alone all the time.
Wise decision. I'm gonna make you a star, way up in the sky, so bright, your dad's gonna regret not loving you enough.
Well, that's definitely a dream to live up to. He started helping me get small singing gigs at local cafes, and I loved it. The attention, the clapping, the feeling that I mattered to someone. One day, someone recorded me singing and posted it on TikTok, and it went viral. People loved my voice and kept commenting that they wanted more. So, Peter created a small YouTube channel for me and uploaded my videos there. He was so proud. It felt nice having a father figure in my life who actually cared. But when my dad found out, he completely lost it.
Oh, look at you! Enjoying your little fame with that fraud producer.
He's not a fraud. He helps me a lot. He even made me a YouTube channel, and it's growing.
Aw, and who gets paid from YouTube? Did he even give you a single cent? Or does he just toss you a few pennies you get from those miserable cafes?
I'm not doing this for money. I do it because I love singing.
Just like you loved your brother, right?
For the first time, I felt real anger toward him. Why couldn't he see any goodness in me? But before I could say anything, he pushed his chair back and walked out. Later that night, he started having chest pains. Mom and I rushed him to the hospital. The doctor said it was stress and that he needed rest. I didn't visit him much while he was there. Not after what Peter told me.
Summer vacation's coming up. I was thinking we could go on a little tour around the country. Grow your audience. See where this takes us. I believe in you, kid.
I went on that tour in a heartbeat, and I had the best time of my life. For once, I felt like a child again. No guilt, no pressure, just music and freedom. But even then, I worried about Mom. I always felt like she needed rescuing from Dad. That became my motive. Work harder, grow bigger, make more money, and buy us a house far away from him. My fame grew fast. By the time I finished high school, I was well known enough to earn a good income. One night, before leaving the house the next day for good and renting an apartment in the city, I was having my last dinner with my parents.
You know, Joy, now that you're getting into business and success, you should know it comes with stress. You might even end up in the hospital since you're so fragile. So I was thinking, I don't trust that knucklehead producer of yours. I should be your manager. I have a pretty good feeling I'll finally be proud of you, especially once we start making real money off your little talent.
I paused. The moment I thought would never come had finally arrived. Sure, my dad wasn't nice to me, but maybe this was my chance to make him proud. Maybe I could make up for everything that happened years ago. I looked at Mom for a reaction. She gave the slightest shake of her head, but I convinced myself she didn't mean anything by it. I'll think about it. That night, I told my producer I was choosing my father as my manager.
Kid, I can't force you or tell you what to do. You're grown up. If you think your dad's the right man for the job, then go ahead. And just remember, I'm still here for you.
I canceled my move to the city, and Dad became responsible for all my finances, all my schedules, and everything. Everything was fine for the first few months, but then I started noticing that my finances didn't make sense. I was earning more back when Peter managed me, and I was working twice as hard now. Still, I gave my dad the benefit of the doubt until one day I checked my bank account and it was at zero. Completely empty. I freaked out and went to confront him in his office, but he wasn't there. That's when Mom walked in, pale and shaking. She turned on the TV.
William Clark, the billionaire owner of Clark Investment Companies, has been exposed as the center of a massive Ponzi scheme. Authorities estimate he conned thousands of people out of nearly $300 million. Records show the fraud began in the early 2000s, and officials confirm he fled the country this morning. The FBI is now searching for him. Back to you, James.
I stared at the screen, frozen. My dad, the man who made me feel small, unworthy, and desperate to impress him, built his entire empire by scamming people. It was my biggest regret, choosing the wrong man to trust. I ran to my mom and hugged her. He stole from me, Mom. He hurt me, and he always made me feel incomplete. All I ever wanted was for him to be proud of me. Where did I go wrong? Mom wrapped her arms around me. You were focused on the wrong parent, honey. Every time I tried to hold you, I could feel myself breaking. And I didn't want you to see that. I didn't want you to carry my pain on top of your own. Words were never my thing, but I always loved having you around. After Dustin, everything fell apart. You shut yourself away, and I didn't know how to reach you. But your father's gone now. Good riddance. It's just us. I've saved some money. Let's start over. I hugged her tighter. Her words came late, and in the hardest moment of my life, but somehow I felt happy. I never knew you could feel so happy and so sad at the same time. After that, everything happened in a blur. The FBI seized our mansion, our cars, and everything inside. Mom and I moved into a tiny apartment and hardly left it. Then one day, someone knocked on the door. It was Peter.
Didn't I tell you? I'll always be here when you need me.
But who's gonna listen to my music after what my dad did?
Joyce, what defines Joyce is what Joyce does, not her father. It's time to rock again. Remember your YouTube channel? I've been saving everything we earned from it for something big, and today's the day.
No, I can't. I just want a quiet life with Mom. I'm sorry. Actually, I gave an interview this morning. I told everyone what your father did, including how he stole from you. People are sympathetic. I've read the comments. They love you, Joyce. They want you back. Wait, you did an actual interview? For me? Wow. Peter helped me restart my career, and people were happy to have me back. And soon enough, I was a huge success and making good money too. One day, before one of my biggest concerts, Mom told me that Dad had been arrested and was facing decades in prison. She said he wasn't feeling well and wanted to see me. I decided to see him one last time before closing his chapter for good.
I know you probably think I was stupid, Joyce.
No, you committed every sin in the book, but stupidity wasn't one of them. You know what? I actually feel sorry for you. You spent your whole life putting down an innocent little girl without a shred of guilt.
Well, you weren't like Dustin. For Christ's sake, he was the only one who made me proud, and you had to take that away from me.
I guess it was for his own good. Otherwise, he would have grown up to be a miserable little fraud like his father. I finally get it. You were never capable of being proud of me. Not because of who I am, but because of who you are. A fraud, in business and as a father. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a crowd of 200,000 proud people waiting for me. And with that, I spit on him and left. The moment I stepped on stage, the entire arena erupted. I looked out at all those excited faces, at Mom's proud smile, at Peter beaming at me like his daughter had made it. And then I closed my eyes and I saw him, Dustin, with that same cute, confident little smile he always had when he believed in me more than anyone else.
I keep running, like I'm trying to outrun time. I can't stop, I can't slow down with these ghosts still in my mind. And it hits me when it's quiet, nowhere left for me to hide. So I keep on moving, just to feel alive.
But as I sang, the crowd grew louder than I'd ever heard. I opened my eyes. There was a guy being lifted by the crowd, riding toward the stage, and for a second, I stepped back in fear. But then, my heart stopped. Dustin? I signaled for my security to let him through. He climbed onto the stage, and I swear the world went silent around us. I looked at him like I had just seen a ghost. The hostess rushed forward, tears in her eyes. After your mother's interview about your missing brother, the internet made it their mission to find him. He's been missing for 10 years. We interviewed him and confirmed with your mom. He is your long-lost brother. My knees almost buckled. I couldn't breathe. But Dustin spoke first.
I was taken by some shady people. They asked Dad for ransom, but he ignored them. They took me to Mexico. We got into a car accident. I lost my memory. A kind Mexican couple adopted me. I didn't know who I was, but I always felt like someone out there loved me. I just didn't know it was you.
My heart shattered and healed all at once. I dreamt about this moment every day, always imagining myself as the stupid, reckless sister who failed you. I never pictured meeting you like this, as a woman with a life and strength and dreams of her own. Welcome home, brother. I threw my arms around him, and he broke too. And when I looked up, the whole arena was crying with us. I turned back to the microphone, wiping my tears. Thank you, everyone. I learned something I wish someone told me sooner. You can't buy love. You can't chase approval. Not even from the people you want it from the most. The greatest person you can learn to love is yourself. And once you do that, everything else falls into place. Thank you again. And now, if you'll excuse me, my brother and I have a lot to catch up on. And with that, we walked off the stage together for the first time in years, and the first time all over again. Because sometimes the people who make you feel the smallest are just trying to make themselves feel big.